Hey everyone, trying to post another video demonstration, little warm up for everybody. Today's workout for Saturday, we're going to do 100 thrusters for time with 4 burpees at the top of every minute, including 4 burpees at the start of the clock. Again, we're going to do this for a 20-minute clock, so we want to try and really complete this within that 20-minute period or less. The stimulus, the barbell for the guys, 45-pound barbell, or use the dumbbell that you may have at home, or a PVC. Ladies, you can use a 35-pound barbell or the dumbbell you have at home, or a PVC as well. When you guys hold the dumbbell, just hold it with both hands across the body like this and turn it into a press. All right? We're going to take you through some warm-up first, some stretches that should get you warmed up enough to do the mechanics of the movement, and then we'll go through it real quick. So you guys are going to use an elevated bench position. Right? We're going to get that Superman stretch from an elevated point of view. So you're going to put your left foot up on the bench, bring that right leg far back. We're going to drive that left knee forward, and we're going to hold that for about 30 seconds. Okay? We're going to hold that for 30 seconds. Make sure you have a timer somewhere that you can gauge your holding patterns for these stretches. Each stretch will be done once on both sides. I'm not going to go through it in detail, just we're going to do one side and you'll do the other side on your own. And switch sides. After you complete both sides, left and right, on that stretch, we're going to get into your pigeon position up on an elevated bench. So we're going to take your right leg, fold that right leg over, place the leg on the bench, hold on to that foot. We're going to try to drop through the hip, right? So you should feel a lot of weight and pressure through your right side hip, pressing down into the glute, okay? 30 seconds. And relax. Again, take care of both sides. From that position, have you guys square off to your normal squat stance. Feet about shoulder width, turn those toes out 15 degrees. Try not to let them turn too much. We're going to then focus on ankle emphasis and knee emphasis, right? Forget your upper body for right now. I want you to drop down to the squat position, go into the bottom as low as you can. I want you to take your elbows and press your elbows outward against your knees. Make sure your feet are not spinning out. Make sure they're straight, or in that 15-degree angle that we talked about. Press out. As you press out, start to lift your chest, right? About a 10-second hold. And then we'll extend back up, right? I want you to go through 5 rotations or successions of this movement. Drop back down, right? Again, elbows on the insides of the knees. Press the knees out gently. Keep the feet in that same position. Don't let them spin. Keep your chest up as tall as you can and just relax in the body. Hold and hold, right? 10 seconds and up. Good. Once you get through that, you're going to grab any object, really. Doesn't matter. I'm going to use a plate because I'm here at the gym. We're going to start working on your vertical position for your squat. Since thrusters are a front squat into that overhead press position, we want to be as vertical as we possibly can. So what I want you guys to do is you're going to take an object, doesn't matter what it is, just something you can hold out in front of you without being too heavy. You're going to get your normal squat stance, and I want you to drive through 15 repetitions. Hold that eyesight so the line of sight is up high, right? So your arms are up a little bit, not just out in front of you. You want to raise them up a little bit higher. Drop into your squat, open up those knees just like we stretched, and drive down, right? I'm going to do 5. I'm going to ask that you guys do 15. The point there of the object is to allow you to understand that you're front loading weight and you're keeping your chest and body up tall, right? From there, we're going to walk you around You can use this from a knee perspective on the bench or a high perspective if you have something that can be, chest height. You're going to take one elbow, palm facing back towards you, and I want you to drive your head and shoulders and chest down through that object so the elbow is being forced behind your ear, right? That's going to open up your tricep and your lat, some intercostal muscles that are in the chest, allowing you to keep that movement freely going from the shoulder to overhead. I'm going to ask you to do 5 of these per side for 15 seconds. 5 per side, 15 seconds. And then switch. Whether you're using a broomstick or a bar or a dumbbell, doesn't matter. Grab the PVC or the broomstick that you may have. Even if you're going to be using that for the workout, it's okay. We're going to go through a warm-up, right? So what I want you to do is, in this position, all I want you to do is I want you to flex at the wrist. So keep your arms at a 90-degree angle, and all I want you to do is flex the wrist, knuckles back towards the chest as much as you can, then press the wrist down as much as you can. Pull the knuckles back as much as you can, all through just the wrist. Don't move the arm, don't move the elbow, just the wrist, right? You can gain some flexibility in the wrist with the PVC. Go through 20, right? Down for a second, all the way up for a second, down for a second, all the way up for a second. Once you get through 20, we're gonna bring that bar to your rack position, right? This is a struggle for a lot of people. So you have to make sure that you're holding the bar in the right position. The PVC is light, so it's not gonna be, it's gonna be a forced position for most of us, not a natural position. What that means is that you have to actively put the bar into a place that it needs to be held, okay? So make sure your hands are a little bit outside, thumb distance outside your shoulders, right? Front rack position is a front squat. You're gonna bring the bar to above the collarbone, below the chin. From there, I want you to loose hands, right? They don't need to be a death grip, but loose hands. You're gonna spin the elbows all the way around. When you do that, I want you to push your chin down and hold the bar as close to the collarbone as possible. So I'm gonna put pressure down via the head, spin the elbows up, and relax. I want you to do 5 of those for 10 seconds per. You're gonna feel like you're choking yourself out. That's okay. I don't know what you guys are into in your bedroom, but that's not what we're doing, okay? So make sure you guys understand, keep this straight on, keep the intention, push down. This is gonna be useful for when we start moving that bar overhead, especially for 100 repetitions. Again, tuck the chin, hold the bar down, loose fingers. Don't lose the fingers, but loose. Elbows up. Good. 10 seconds. Go through 5 of those. Once you've completed 5 of those, I'm going to ask you guys to get in your squat stance, right? Normal squat position. We're going to bring the bar back to that front rack. You're going to hold that rack position. Hopefully you're a little bit more loose than you were in the beginning. Hold that rack position. You're going to go halfway down. You're going to force those elbows up, put the chin down, and don't lose that position. We're going to do 5 halfway, and then we're going to do 5 full way. You're going to hold each bottom position for 5 seconds. Not long, just 5 seconds. So I'm going to keep that bar in that rack position. Elbows up, go down, 5 seconds right here. And then I'm going to stand up. I'm going to do that 5 times, okay? Once I get through that 5 times, I'm going to go back to that rack position. Take a breather if you need it. Back to the normal rack. Full squat. 5 seconds down, and then stand up. 5 times there as well. After you guys are done with that, it's time to start working with the load, okay? So whether we're using the PVC, the barbell, or the dumbbell, the load should be challenging enough. It's 100 repetitions, so we have a high volume, right? We want to make sure we're trying to move through it where eventually the burpees are going to be the problem. So at the top of every minute, regardless of where you are as far as your thrusters go, that's a continuous count to 100. You stop, you do 4 burpees, you get back in that minute and you do as many more thrusters as you can, chip away. As you do this, we want to make sure your thruster is pretty stable. What that means is we want to make sure that we're developing the power in the right position. It's going to be fatiguing. You have 100 thrusters you do is 100 front squats, right, into an overhead press. So it's a long range movement, right? It's one step shy of the snatch, which is the longest movement you can do. So you have 100 chances to practice this movement, is what I'm saying. Okay. So barbell in that rack position, right? You're going to drop it to your front squat. As you come out of that squat, as soon as we break parallel, right? As soon as I come out of the bottom of that squat, my hip comes right above my knee. I'm going to accelerate my drive to the up position. As I do that, as soon as I squeeze my glutes to the top of the up position, my butt, I'm going to press and finish my head through. So what that looks like, I'll do it in slow motion and I'll speed up. Bar in the rack position, drop down, press through, right? Bar down to the rack, down, press through. Bar down to the rack, down, press through. Bar down to the rack, down, press through, right? We want to accelerate the drive up, drive the head through so the shoulders are engaged the right way. Make sure, last point of points, make sure you guys are using, if you're going to use a dumbbell, remember that's going to be pretty narrow, so you have to have a little bit more range of motion and flexibility in that shoulder girdle and the opening of the chest to be able to reach that far up in that tight, close hand position, right? So if you have two dumbbells, feel free, as long as they're the same weight, feel free and use them both, okay? Otherwise, if you have two dumbbells and they're two different weights, or if you're not comfortable, you don't have a PVC, you don't have a barbell, one dumbbell on one side. You can do 50 on one side, 50 on the other. Just alternate every 10, right? So, thruster, boom, right? Boom, 10. Once you get to 10, do your burpees at the top of every minute according, switch arms, 10. This way we break it out into 50 on each side without, you can worry about that flexibility situation as we progress. If you guys have any questions, of course, feel free, email me, text me if you have my number, always available. This stupid time that we're having without having access to the gym is driving everybody nuts, myself included. But hopefully everybody's hanging in there. Shoot me an email. All right, thanks.